Education and freedom are the most threatening factors to any dictator. Therefore, either you accept humility, oppression, and ignorance, or you stand up and resist. From Syria, the Syrian people stood up and resisted for their freedom. We had to move from country to country. However, we have never forgotten that education is one of the main tools for change, freedom, and justice. From Damascus, from its mosques, institutions, colleges, and squares, we came to Istanbul, filled with a pain and a hope, which was and still is, pushing us forward to continue on our path of knowledge. Progress comes from the youth. We, as a group of young students, workers, and advocates who were forced to leave their country, realized the Syrian student community in Istanbul was lacking opportunities for a proper education. From the city that connects East and West, from the Ottoman Empire's capital, we founded the AL-AQSA Youth Institution, hoping to play a part in raising and educating a free, insightful generation. The main goal of our institution was to connect the Syrian refugee students in Istanbul to their homeland Syria by providing them with a linguistic, historical, and religious education. In 2014, we began with a humble start in some of the small mosques of Istanbul, since we didn't have a place and financial support. However, after 2 years, we were able to rent a small building. A group of volunteering university students and teachers gathered to take care of and raise more than 250 male and female students. A lot of things are being done, from mosques to our institution's building, giving classes, doing social and cultural activities, Quranic competitions, festivals, and even establishing our own nasheed group. It has become clear that the void of Islamic education for Syrian refugee students in their new communities would leave them exposed to the effects of both extreme trends, the first one being ISIS and similar ideologies, and the other one being an Islamophobic extreme. And that's why we in the AL-AQSA Youth Institution are trying to contribute in providing the Syrian students in Istanbul with a moderate Islamic education to represent their religion in the best way possible. But we are facing a lot of difficulties, which are preventing us from meeting our educational goals, and some of them are financial.
According to the statistic of Turkish Ministry of Education, there are about 55,000 Syrian students in Istanbul. 29,000 of them are studying in Turkish schools. And after 4 years, all of the Syrian students are going to be enrolled in Turkish schools and studying Turkish curriculum, which means that after a decade, the Syrian refugee students are going to lose their identity, and they're going to lose their language, and they're going to lose their connection to their history. That's why we are trying in AL-AQSA Youth Institution to establish an alternative process of education to connect the student with their language, teach them Arabic language, and teach them Syrian history and Islamic education. But AL-AQSA Youth Institution can only take about 400 students right now at max, which means that there is a huge need to support this educational process to preserve and save the Syrian refugee students' identity in the refugee countries.